Geordies, welcome to episode 5 of Finding Jacob Murphy's Replacement, or just backup for Jacob Murphy. I wasn't going to do another episode, but I've had a lot of people asking about these specific players that I'm going to talk about today, so I thought, why not do another one? So yes, we're back with another episode. If you want to catch up on all the other episodes, they're on my channels. I will link them at the end of this video, so make sure you watch the full video so you get full access to them at the end. There's a lot of players in question that we're going to be talking about, but first of all, the first player we're going to be talking about, and it's a player that many of you know about, somebody that's just coming back off a lengthy injury, so I don't know how he's going to recover, if he's ever going to get back to his best, but he definitely needs to be in the discussion, and that's Roony Bardghji, who's currently 19, born in 2005, who's playing his game at Copenhagen at the minute. His injury history is quite worrying. He's coming back off an ACL tear, so he's missed 352 days, 53 games through injury, and that was the majority of last season. His market value is 9 million because his contract actually expires December 2025. So this can be a smart piece of business. The first thing I like about him, he's competed in European football. He's played in the Europa League, he's played in the Champions League, even scored at Old Trafford. Now on the eye, Bardghji is one of the most pleasing footballers you'll come across. His dribbling ability is unbelievable, close control and technical ability. Now he's not a powerhouse, he's not your dribbler that'll be dynamic and explosive and really aggressive in his dribblers. He's more like a Messi dribbler where it's more nimble, jinxing winger, where he's got excellent agility, close control, and just weaving in and out of players. He's known for his ability to cut inside onto his stronger left foot, where he possesses agility, balance, and extraordinary dribbling skills. Now, Bardghji is one of those type of players that wants to get on the ball and come inside because he's known for his powerful left foot, whether that be shooting or just creating in general. He's got a knack for coming inside and taking shots from distance, which adds a lot of unpredictability to his game. Now, what I really like him is his ball striking ability. I mentioned he's technically excellent and he can generate such significant power on his shots. It's insane. When you combine this with the ability and the agility to come inside, it's quite frightening. His technique across all levels, whether that be dribbling, passing, shooting, crossing, is superb. His standout feature is his dribbling ability. He receives the ball comfortably in all areas, whether that be tight spaces, open spaces. And what I like about him, he's always receiving on the half turn, and that's one of the biggest dimensions in football. When you receive on the half turn, you open the pitch up, and that's what he's extremely dangerous at. So one of his biggest strengths is his ability to go past his man. Not just one man, he can go past multiple people with his agility, his balance being off the scales. And he does this by using short, sharp touches, allowing him to draw the markers in before gliding past them. His dribbling style is utilised in tight spaces, in my opinion, because he's not that ball carrier where he's going to really attack you with pace and dynamism. He's at his most dangerous where he's working in tight spaces and jinxing past people because he hasn't got that athleticism and raw pace. One of my favourite things about Bardghji, he's got a keen eye for a goal. He loves to score goals, and that's what I like in a winger. A goal-scoring winger. He scored 15 goals in his senior career already, and he doesn't even start many games, but he's also got the ability to score the spectacular from outside the box. His bravery and composure on the ball is unbelievable. Now, I've spoke about his dribbling ability a lot because he's heavily relying on his dribbling ability to be creative. Adding creativity from his passing ability and vision, what I mean by that is through balls, key passes, would prevent him being one-dimensional and just make him a more creative force in the final third. He's a player that loves to create, but the majority of his creation comes off a dribble. And the other weakness I found in him, the lack of athleticism and raw pace, could be problematic in the Premier League because we all know the Premier League is renowned for its athleticism, its physicality, its pace. But Bardghji's that type of player that will outsmart you rather than outpace you. Now, Bardghji can be a touchline winger, but his preference and he's most dangerous when he's coming inside receiving in the half spaces because he's far better when he's got teammates around him to combine with. Little short passes, giving goals in and around the box, and he's a player that will, once he gets close to the box, he often cuts inside onto his left foot because that opens up for an angle for a cross into the back post, or he can get a strike off. Now, the next player in question is Yéremy Pino of Villarreal. He worked under Unai Emery and he was absolutely incredible, but last season he spent the most season on the injury bench because he was injured for the majority of last season. In fact, in his senior career, he's missed 342 days, 61 games through injury, which is quite worrying. But the positive about Yéremy Pino, despite his age, he comes with a lot of experience. Despite despite only being 22, he's played 159 games in his senior career, scoring 19 goals and providing 19 assists. His market value is about 30 million, but he's out of contract in the summer of 2027. So what will he bring? Well, Pino's a creative engine, known for his ability to create endless chances. He doesn't linger on the ball. Instead, he opts for direct attacking approach. It's this trait that makes him extremely effective and efficient in creating opportunities through possession. Now, just like Bardghji, Pino's another player that possesses extraordinary technical abilities. He's got a crisp first touch, he's exceptional dribbling skills in tight spaces, and he's got a wide range of dribbling skills in his arsenal. Pino's main strengths include pace, dribbling ability, high technical skills, an eye for a goal, acceleration, agility, and perhaps the most surprising of them all, he's generally a defensive monster. He works so hard out of possession, and his ability to recover the ball makes him a threat and vital player in transitions. Yéremy Pino is a true inverted winger, and what I mean by that, he'll often start outside, and then once he gets close at the box, this is where he cuts inside as a true inverted winger does. This is where you'll usually beat his man in one-on-one situations to create the best advantage for himself, whether that be creating for a teammate or opening up an angle for a shot at goal himself. But for all his technical qualities, one of his standout features, and one of my favorite things about him, is something that stats can't quantify, is his ability to find space. He often spends long periods of his time on the last line looking for the space in behind, which allows him to utilize his pace and his direct running style. So what I'm trying to say is Yéremy Pino is not the type of player that will drop deep, get involved in the play and just recycle possession. He's a player that wants to utilize space, be dangerous in open spaces, and that's where you get the best out of Yéremy Pino. He won't get on the ball as much and be progressive in his ball carrying or progressive in his passes. He's the one that receives that final pass in order to look for a cutback. So that could be deemed as a weakness, but what he needs to improve is his goal threat. He needs to be more efficient inside the box. He's amongst the lowest in La Liga for goal efficiency. Then the third and final player I want to look at, and that's Jayden Addai. Now, he hasn't had many senior appearances. In fact, only 30, and most of them have come off the bench. But he was a player that caught my eye in the UEFA Youth League 2 years ago when he helped AZ Alkmaar win the UEFA Youth League for the first time in their history. He's 19, born in 2005. He's missed 52 days, 10 games through injury, and his market value is about 1.5 million. Now, this would be a signing for the future rather than the now, although he could be integrated into the squad with cup games, getting minutes here and there, but he's definitely a player that we should keep an eye on because he's known for his direct vertical playing style. He excels as a dynamic winger and uses his dribbling skills to create opportunities, particularly by cutting inside and shooting from range. He's also known for his explosive pace, his one-on-one dribbling ability, and his tenacity both in attack and defense. Now, what I like about Addai is his excellent close control. He's strong physically for his age. He's capable of riding challenges and keeping the ball close to his body and being difficult to knock off the ball. He's a transitional monster, and I think this is why he would suit Newcastle United, because he often finds himself leading counter-attacks, receiving the ball and progressing his team into another third where he can showcase his awareness, his vision, and excellent weight of through balls and just creating chances and creating havoc to the opposition. So this is where Jayden Addai differs from the previous two. He's extremely progressive in his ball carrying. He's dynamic, he's explosive, he's got unbelievable speed over large distances, and this makes him a huge threat in offensive transitions. Now, even though he's very, very young, his playing style stands out. He's a winger who thrives off interchanging with other attackers. He combines the intelligence and spatial awareness of a number 10 with the dynamic running style of a winger. Now, what I like about Jayden Addai, he's much more of a goal threat than what Yéremy Pino is. He gets inside the box and wants to make things happen. He makes himself a nuisance inside the box. Does his efficiency need to improve? Absolutely, but that'll come within time. He often gets himself into dangerous positions, but he's still incredibly raw, and there are a lot of weaknesses and rooms for improvement to his game. Sometimes he can be a little bit inconsistent with his shooting. His ball striking's good, but he needs to remain more composed in shooting situations. And the use of his weaker foot, he doesn't mind dribbling with his weaker foot, but when it comes to opening up that pass or being decisive with his weaker foot, he lacks that. So his preference all the time is to come inside onto his left foot. If he can just be more predictable and go on the outside, it would just make him more unpredictable, but also improve his ball retention ability. Now, here's a graph comparing Jayden Addai to Yéremy Pino. Now, Roony Bardghji isn't in this graph because he's been injured for so long. There's not stats stats that go back far enough that can work in cope. So I've just compared the two for now. I have got something else later on, but as you can see, Jayden Addai, his progressive carrying is off the scales. He often puts his team into dangerous positions, and that's one of his biggest assets. Whereas Yéremy Pino, his ball recoveries and to win the ball back early from defensive situations is incredible. And just like I pointed out in my description, Yéremy Pino is an excellent chance creator but lacks goal efficiency. And whereas Jayden Addai, not as good chance creator, but he's a little bit better in the goal efficiency. So they're both, if you can combine the two, then you've got one hell of a player. And here's how all four compare against each other. As you can see, Jacob Murphy's leading the way in XG and XA in terms of expected goals and expected assists. That's because he's playing it with better players, in my opinion. Players with better movement, so he's got better options when he's in possession, but he's also getting himself into better positions and got better players to find them. That's just my opinion. But when it comes to assists, you can see Jacob Murphy ranks highly for that as well, and that's because he's playing with players like Alexander Isak that can put the ball away. When it comes to attacking actions and shot creating actions, for shot creating actions, Roony Bardghji stand above everybody. He creates so many opportunities for his teammates, and so does Yéremy Pino, who's not far behind. When it comes to attacking actions, as you can see, Jayden Addai, so dynamic, gets his team into attacking positions. When it comes to expected assists, as you can see, Roony Bardghji's leading the way, and that's just because he's got unbelievable creativity in his feet. And when it comes to key passes, Jacob Murphy's leading the way, and that's probably because when he first receives a ball, his first thought is, how do I supply Alexander Isak? But I've got no doubt all three can create. They're just creating different ways. Roony Bardghji's more of a jinxing player that'll use his agility, balance, just an elegant style just to get past you. Very similar to Yéremy Pino. Yéremy Pino's a little bit more dynamic than Roony Bardghji, but when you want dynamic and explosivity, you look at Jayden Addai. So they all come with their different features. And I'm thinking about putting a video together on the best ones from each episode and comparing the best ones. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to put a vote in, make sure you in the comment in the below. But would you have any of these three at Newcastle United? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, I just want to thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, away the lads.